Welcome to This Explainer. Today we're unpacking a truly massive evolutionary leap in tech, the shift from traditional generative AI to agentic AI. If you've been paying attention to the landscape lately, you know we've basically mastered the art of the prompt. You ask a question, the AI gives you an answer, right? But what happens when the AI stops waiting for your prompts and actually starts taking action on its own? Well, that is the age of agentic AI. And let me tell you, it's going to fundamentally rewire how our organizations operate.
Okay, so here's our roadmap for today. We'll kick things off with the agentic AI shift, dive into the agent execution loop, break down the agentic system architecture, look at multi-agent enterprise models, and finally, tackle the massive new governance challenge. Let's get right into it.
Section 1. The agentic AI shift, beyond the prompt. I love this quote because it really hits the nail on the head. Traditional AI responds to tasks, while agentic AI pursues outcomes. This right here captures the core paradigm shift we're experiencing. It's literally the difference between asking an assistant to draft a single email versus telling an assistant to manage an entire complex marketing campaign from end to end. Traditional AI needs constant handholding. Agentic AI, it just needs a destination. The distinctions between the two are pretty stark. Traditional systems are completely linear, right? You put an input in, you get an output out, and boom, the transaction is over. There's zero autonomy there. But agentic systems, they're multi-step and highly iterative. They actually have the autonomy to realize when they've messed up, correct their own course, and keep trying until that overarching goal is actually met. Just notice the contrast visually here. Traditional AI is basically a dead-end street. A prompt goes in, an output comes out, full stop. But an agentic AI pursues a goal through this continuous driven cycle. It moves from planning to selecting its own tools to execution, gathering feedback, and looping right back around. It's an engine, not a vending machine. Which brings us to Section 2, the agent execution loop, the engine of autonomy. So, at the absolute heart of every autonomous agent is this core operating loop. First, it receives a high-level goal from you. Second, it generates a multi-step plan to achieve that goal. Third, it executes an action based on its plan. And fourth, and honestly, this is the absolute crucial part, it observes the results of that action to see if it actually moved the needle closer to the goal. When we put that full loop into action, the agent sits right at the center of the process. Once a goal is received and the plan is generated, the AI actually decides for itself which software or API it needs to use. It executes the action, observes the result, and then, get this, updates its own memory. It literally learns from its environment and repeats the entire cycle until your ultimate outcome is achieved. It's a game changer. Moving on to Section 3, Agentic System Architecture, building the AI stack. Now, to make this work, an agentic system requires a really robust 5-layer stack. It starts at the top with the user or event layer, basically the triggers that set the agent in motion. Right below that, you have the orchestration layer, which handles all the planning and memory. Then comes the model layer, which is the actual large language model doing the heavy lifting and reasoning. That connects down to the tool or execution layer, using APIs and scripts to reach out into the final layer, your actual enterprise systems, like your databases and everyday apps. While that orchestration layer acts as the manager driving the whole decision loop, notice how governance and security aren't just sitting in a single layer. They cross-cut the entire stack. Think about it. When an AI can reach deep down into your enterprise systems and take real actions, security absolutely has to be ubiquitous, from top to bottom, no exceptions. All right, Section 4, multi-agent enterprise models, scaling autonomy. Now this is where the magic really happens. A multi-agent system is a network where specialized autonomous agents actually collaborate with each other. Think of it like assembling a crack team of human experts. Instead of relying on one general AI trying to do everything and probably doing it poorly, you have a network of highly specialized AI agents working together, sharing memory, and executing complex tasks across your business. So look at this. Here, the orchestration layer acts kind of like a dispatcher, allocating tasks to highly specialized agents. You've got research, finance, security, and operations. So if the research agent spots a new market trend in your cloud services, it doesn't just stop there. It can instantly pass that data over to the finance agent, which then immediately starts running cost projections. The whole reason this works so well is precisely because these agents share memory and communicate seamlessly. They can tackle massive, multi-departmental workflows without human handholding at every single step. You just assign the high-level enterprise outcome, and the multi-agent system figures out how to divide and conquer the problem all on its own.
Finally, Section 5, the new governance challenge, controlling autonomy.
Let's be real. You cannot just unleash these agents without guardrails. To safely deploy them, IT leadership has to rigorously lock down identity and access management. You need to know exactly which agent is acting as who. You need strict policy enforcement, incredibly comprehensive audit and logging trails, absolute monitoring and observability, and, of course, ironclad data protection. Because look, if an agent starts hallucinating, you need to be able to instantly revoke its access before it alters your production databases.
As this quote spells out, the critical challenge for CIOs and CISOs will be governing autonomous action in a way that remains observable, controllable, and aligned with policy. It is the ultimate balancing act, right? You have to maintain absolute control and strict policy alignment, but simultaneously, you have to allow the AI enough autonomy so that it can actually function and deliver value for you. If you lock it down too tight, it's useless. If you leave it too loose, you're looking at a massive security risk. So I'm gonna leave you with this crucial thought to chew on. The technology is already shifting. As AI moves rapidly from simply answering our prompts to taking independent, multi-step actions across your enterprise systems, is your organization truly ready to govern it? It's time to start preparing your architecture and your security policies for the agentic age today. Thanks for spending time